Ladies and gents, welcome back to the TSI YouTube channel for episode number 4 of our Glory Hunter save here on FC26, where we are still at Crystal Palace. Got 5 more games to bring you today. The first one on your screen will be another Conference League game against Shelbourne as we make our first away trip of the campaign, looking to keep up the good start that we've made so far over there. Whilst we're on the topic of fixtures, we may as well have a look at the rest. So as we said, Shelbourne away first before an away trip in the Premier League just a few days later against Arsenal. The fixture congestion is something we've spoken about previously, something we're a little bit concerned about. It's then Brentford at home, a winnable game, Strasbourg away, a tough game, probably our toughest challenge yet in the Conference League, Brighton at home, Wolves away, and then AZ Alkmaar away, and then we've got Manchester United at home. So a busy November coming our way, where a squad rotation is going to be absolutely vital if we're going to compete on all fronts. The standings, as it's Conference League next, we'll have a look at that first. We are top of the table after our 4-0 win in the first game. Very early days yet, but a positive sign there nonetheless. We'll have a little look at the Premier League table just to remind ourselves of how we've started. At the top of the table is Manchester City on 20 points. They are the only Premier League side unbeaten so far. Then Arsenal, who are second, who we play next. Then Chelsea, then Liverpool, then Spurs, then ourselves. A winner at Arsenal would be absolutely massive to keep the momentum going, but a very good start to the season for us. We've got Bournemouth just behind us, Sunderland further back. Forest, Man United, currently down in 10th. At the bottom of the table, the sides that are struggling and winless, Burnley and Fulham, both of that win the season on 2 points and 4 points respectively. West Ham with Leeds and Wolves just above the relegation zone. Of course, before we get into the action, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Help us on our road to 700 before the end of the year. Also, give the video a thumbs up, help spread the video to new viewers. And as always, please get yourself down in the comments. I always like to hear from you guys. If you're enjoying the save, who we should be thinking about signing, that January transfer window won't be far away, who we should look to offload, and just general feedback about the save so far. Otherwise, let's get into the action. It's time for the first game at Shelbourne away in the Conference League as we look to make it 2 from 2. Game number 1 then of episode number 4. And this is a wet, dreary evening here. We take on Shelbourne Town in the Conference League. We're looking to make it 2 from 2, a game that really we should be winning. We have made some changes. Junior on the ball now, being one of them, as he's going to drive into the box and look to dink the ball across the ball to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Bang! 3 minutes in, and we are 1-0 up. It is as easy as that. If only it was as easy as that in the Premier League. That is the perfect start. Jean-Philippe Mateta makes absolutely no mistake. A wonderful ball from Edmondson Jr., one of the new signings, down the far side. Dinks the ball into the box. Jean-Philippe Mateta is not missing them. It's Crystal Palace 1, Shelbourne 0. Of course, we have changed some player roles here and there over the last couple of games, and really hoping that just, not necessarily in this game, because I think we'll be good enough to win, but in the Premier League games, just soars us up a little bit. Jean-Philippe Mateta is the one player I've really not been able to get firing yet, as Munoz comes down the wing now. Of course, Jean-Philippe has already scored 1 in this game, but just hasn't quite looked at the races in the Premier League games so far, as Cooper Miners, who has looked very much at the races since joining the club in the summer transfer windows. Ismaila Sarr, who has also been absolutely sensational now, cuts into the ball. He's going to have his pop from distance. That's going to be well wide. But again, good patient build-up play from Palace. On the swing now, a man who we have offered a new contract. He is 30 years old, but his versatility, I think, is worth taking a punt on. Ismaila Sarr now comes into the box. Ismaila Sarr to make it 2. Does! It's really Crawn Kearns who's made a very, very good save. But he couldn't keep the power shot out. That is his 4th goal in 2 games. Ismaila Sarr is on absolute fire. He is absolutely vital to our campaign this year. We said we're going to go all in on the Conference League, and that has not changed. This is the competition we want to win to get the Glory Hunter off and running. Palace 2, Shelbourne 0. Tyrick Mitchell now. Again, he's been a bright spark as he looks to put the ball to Edmondson Jr., and that's going to be a corner for Crystal Palace. But Tyrick Mitchell, again, one of those players that isn't an absolute world beater, but puts everything on the line for Crystal Palace as the ball comes into the box to Mark Gay, and Gurn saves that. But yeah, Tyrick Mitchell, definitely one of the standout players that we've had so far at this club. On the overlap to Munoz. Munoz, who's back for suspension to make it 3, does. This is all too easy for Crystal Palace. There's games like this when you question whether the difficulty should be hard. We will not get carried away. Life is still very tough in the Premier League. However, we may look to make that change at some stage. Maybe we'll do it for Season 2. Maybe we'll do it halfway through. But this is very easy. It's Crystal Palace 3, Shelbourne 0. And you'd probably think game, set and match. Again, finds Ismaila Sarr. Those two linking up so well again. Ismaila Sarr drives into the box. Can he beat the keeper? Does. This is a horror show for Sherborne. It is absolutely glorious for Crystal Palace. I don't really know what else to say, but it's 4-0 inside the first half. We're going to put teams to the sword when we can. We've got tougher games coming up, like the game against Strasbourg in a couple of weeks' time. The games like this to get the goal difference up are vital. It is 4-0 to the Palace. Finds Ismaila Sarr. Ismaila Sarr surely can get another one. Can he find Jean-Philippe Mateta? Does find Mateta. Mateta's going to take a shot from distance. What a goal that is from Jean-Philippe Mateta. Is he finally going to start showing up? This is one hell of a statesman victory in Europe. 5 of the best from Crystal Palace, and there is still 40 minutes to go of this game. I think we'll make some changes. We'll save some legs. This has been simply perfect. Chance potentially for Sherborne to get themselves into it, and that is the first attempt on goal. 54 minutes in for the Irish side to have a shot, and that just about sums it up. 54 minutes on the clock. The next time the ball goes out of play, we will make some changes just to keep some legs fresh with that massive game against Arsenal coming up in just a few days' time. Yeremy Pino now down the right-hand side. He's just come on the pitch. Looking a little bit leggy before this game. It has come on, as there's a couple of other players who have just given Jean-Philippe Mateta a rest. Cooper Miners a rest. Job is done for them today. Job not done necessarily on the pitch, though. If we could get another one, I'd absolutely love that. Will Hughes now. And then Cech going through a man that we've not really seen too much of this season. Finally getting some game time in the Conference League. Finds Edmilson Jr. And can he now get the ball into the box? Let's get the ball into the box. Cech is there. Gets his first goal. Off the bench. And on the score sheet. Edmilson Jr. again with that lovely little dink into the box. Maybe that's something we need to look at. Using more of the height of people like Cech and Jean-Philippe Mateta in the middle. Maybe that's the way we unlock sides in the Premier League. But very, very simple. 6-0. That's job done. Thank you very much. 3 points in the bag. We move on to the Arsenal game. This is the big one then, as we head to the Emirates Stadium to take on a side that has come runners-up on multiple occasions in recent years. You can see our stadium just in the distance there as we head to the Emirates in what is an absolutely massive game. I would take a draw. Anything but a defeat here is an absolute win. And we're going to try and get the job done, but it is not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot harder than it was in midweek, that is for sure. Keeping ball at the minute. We have yet to touch the ball in this game, but just trying to stay compact, stay in shape, make it difficult for them to break us down. Merino into Martin Odegaard, who will be at the heart of everything they do, as will Declan Rice. And those three with Merino linking up very, very well. Declan Rice on the ball now. Finds Bukayo Saka. Cuts inside and just looking for something to happen here. Crystal Palace again. Just, I don't want to overcommit. We don't want to give them an easy way in. If they're going to score, we're going to make it difficult for them. Gabriel on the ball. Ismaila Sarr putting the press on. And now Cooper Miners has the ball. Cooper Miners can try and feed Ismaila Sarr. And Ismaila Sarr now down the far side. Cuts inside. Can he find Cooper Miners? Does find Cooper Miners. Cooper Miners can now look to drive into the box. Can he beat Gabriel? Cuts back inside. Oh, and looks to find Ismaila Sarr. And that was half a chance to create something. That is exactly the game plan we're going to have today against Arsenal. Just make it very difficult for them to break us down, get them frustrated and try and snatch the ball off them when we can. Martinelli now comes down the far side. He'll be looking for Victor Gyökeres in the middle. Finds Victor Gyökeres in the middle. Good save from Henderson. And Mitchell can now just clear his line. So that is the first big chance of the game. Thankfully, Dean Henderson was up to the challenge. Saka again down this touchline. Tyreek Mitchell just sends him on the inside. Trying to not allow him to get the ball into the box to Vicky Gyökeres, but Bukayo Saka may be able to get there now. Curtis Jones and Tyreek Mitchell do absolutely brilliant. Now can we counter-attack? Yeremy Pino finds Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta can now try and work himself into some space. Here's the man you'd want in the middle. Can he find Cooper Miners? Does find Cooper Miners. Cooper Miners to Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton looking for Sosa on the overlap. Yeah, and just going to have to be patient. Curtis Jones out wide to Yeremy Pino, and Pino can now look to beat his man and does beat his man. Pino down the wing, dinks the ball to the box to Jean-Philippe Mateta. Gabriel's there. That is a tactic that we're going to try and use. Get those wingers on the ball, get the ball into the box and feed Jean-Philippe. Odegaard puts the ball over the top. Can he find Gyökeres? Lacroix is there. Lacroix makes a mistake and gives the ball away. sloppy from the centre half. We don't want to give them easy chances, and this would be one. Henderson there yet again. Tyreek Mitchell there yet again to clear the lines, and Pino can look to break, but Dean Henderson is currently keeping us in this game. Martinelli, Gyökeres, Odegaard, the crew just trying to keep his shape and not get pulled into a situation where he can't win a leg race against Victor Gyökeres. The crew against Gyökeres. Gyökeres into the box. Dangerous. Henderson again. Tyreek Mitchell clears again. Third time we've said that. On the stroke of half-time, we just do about to get through. 0-0 at the break. We haven't really had too much clear cut. We have defended very well. Dean Henderson has got ourselves out of a hole 3 times in a row. But more importantly, that man on the screen has not yet scored. It's still Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 0. Cooper Miners. Back to Ishmael Sarr. He's been very quiet in this game so far. We have not managed to get him onto the ball. Digs the ball to the box. Jean-Philippe Mateta is there and scores! We said it in the Conference League game. Could this be a new tact? It's the first time Ishmael Sarr has got himself on the ball. Does absolutely brilliantly to get himself into a pocket of space. Digs the ball into the box. Saliba's caught napping. Jean-Philippe Mateta is there in front of the Crystal Palace fans. Gives us a vital lead. There's a long way to go, but it's Arsenal 0, Crystal Palace 1. Driving. He's got acres of space. Can he find Mateta? Does find Mateta. Saliba does really, really well. It's now Ishmael Sarr. Nowhere really to go. Jean-Philippe Mateta, no. Wharton with a sloppy pass. Gives Arsenal the chance to come forward with the ball through Gabriel Martinelli. Adam Wharton does really well to win the ball back and goes out for a throw. What a ball that is. What a ball that is. To Bukayo Saka. Henderson yet again. Probably ball of the season from Victor Gyökeres coming deep. Showing us something else in his game. Thankfully for us, Henderson again is there. Cooper Miners, can he find Jean-Philippe Mateta? Does. Mateta's in here. Mateta against Saliba. Across the keeper. Good save from David Raya. Oh, that could have been game, set and match as we go from one end to the other. Saka, this is dangerous. Here's a chance for Arsenal. Ball into the box. Can he find Martinelli? Does. And Martinelli finally gets Arsenal on the score sheet. We've got 15 minutes to go. They'll be looking for the win here. You've got to say it's deserved. Dean Henderson has made 4 massive saves. Finally, Arsenal get the bit like it's a brilliant ball from Bukayo Saka. Absolutely nothing we can do. 1-1. Guard out wide. Urian Timber on the overlap from Bukayo Saka, who's just tucked inside now. Tyreek Mitchell trying to get the ball away. Mark Gay does get the ball away, only as far as Martin Odegaard though. Declan Rice making a darting run into the box. Odegaard now against Curtis Jones late in this game. This would be very, very cruel for us. 1 minute of added time. Odegaard. Can we just try and force a mistake? We don't need to. The referee blows his whistle. I said before the game we'll take a point, and we absolutely will take a point. In these games against the big sides that will be in the top 4, avoiding defeat is massive, and we have done just that. A much better display from us. We had much more of the ball, much more attacking intent. Fortunately, we couldn't keep Gabriel Martinelli out. Dean Henderson, man of the match, no doubt about it. Jean-Philippe Mateta gets his second in the Premier League this season. Finishes Arsenal 1, Crystal Palace 1. Again, another job offer comes in for an international management opportunity for the Mexico women's national team. Again, we will not take this now, but it is something that we are going to potentially look at further down the line and add European or World Cups to our Glory Hunter save because the opportunity is there. We will simulate this game against Brentford as we have not yet. I don't think we'll make any change. We will make a change. In fact, I need to actually change the default system because Munoz is obviously clearly back from suspension now, so Sosa can drop to the bench. The crew had a good game last time out. I'm going to put him in again. Jefferson Lerma for Curtis Jones, who I think that is just the smart decision. We may look to make Curtis Jones a CDM. I have had a look. It's going to take about 40 weeks. Just with Cooper Miners playing there, it just means Curtis Jones isn't quite playing to his full potential. So I may look to convert him to a CDM just because Cooper Miners is so good behind the line. Apart from that, we will go unchanged, though. That is the side we are going to go for. We're going to try and get an important simulation here against Brentford to keep some momentum going. We do keep the momentum going. It is a 2-0 win. Munoz, who come back into the side, 27 minutes, gets the opening goal. Cooper Miners again, 45th minute. What a season he's having. What a signing he's proven to have. A massive 2-0 win at home to Brentford. We will also simulate the game against Strasbourg. I know we're going all in for this, but I just think because we've made 2 really good starts to the season so far. I think this is what we're going to do. I think we'll just make a couple of changes up top. We will simulate this game, just put a bit of emphasis on the Premier League just because we've got some momentum. If we lose this, then we can hopefully pick back and take control of this as we go forward. Again, simulation's been fairly good for us recently. We'll have another one here. 3-1 win away at Strasbourg. It is paying off. Edmondson Jr., who started the game. Cooper Miners again with another goal. Curtis Jones gets his first goal in Europe. 3-1 win away from home. I'll absolutely take that. One final game to bring you in the Premier League, and that game will be against Brighton in what is somewhat of a derby. Welcome to Selhurst Park then, for what is a derby. Some people don't like it being called a derby, but between the fans, absolutely is. We have had to ring the changes for this game. Again, we said squad rotation is going to be vital, and this is a good example of it. And it's where we're going to have to look to potentially strengthen and deepen that squad with a bit more talent and let some players go. But again, we're just looking. We're in brilliant form in all competitions currently. We want it to continue. We want it to continue now. It's Mateta. It's Esse who's come in for Ismaila Sarr. Esse into the box. Esse across the keeper. Just wide. Did he get a hand on it? I'm not sure he did. He didn't. A really good chance for Crystal Palace to give us the lead against Brighton. And that would have been the dream start at Selhurst Park. Matoma. Chance for Brighton to come forward. Curtis Jones doing everything he can to try and hold up. Muniz now forces him back. To Cooper. Jorginho. Now we can potentially look to counter-attack. Cooper Miners gets the ball to Edmondson Jr. Which goes back to Cooper Miners, and they play a lovely little 1-2. And now Edmondson Jr. has the chance to come forward. He finds Mitchell on the overlap, and Tyrick Mitchell has got a bit of pace that he can potentially work with. Cuts back inside. Finds Edmondson Jr. again. We'll just go inside to Lerma. Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta on the edge of the box. What a save that is from Ray. Another half chance goes missing for Crystal Palace. It was a half chance at best. If there's one man that can score from that situation, it is Jean-Philippe Mateta. 7 minutes to go to half-time. Brighton with the first corner of the game. Can we win this? Cooper Miners does win it. Brilliant. From the new man, Alvaro. Munoz is there. And the referee is... I was going to say he's giving a foul. He's giving offside. Chance for us just to catch our breath. It's a very, very tight game, this. Neither side wanting to give an inch. Second half underway. No changes yet. I don't think the changes are going to be far off. We just want to stay in this game. That is the plan. We don't want to have to try and be chasing it. So we've been good in parts, poor in others. We don't want to let Brighton get. Chance to Alvaro now. Down this far side. Can Mitchell win the ball? Mitchell does well to try and force him out. The ball goes into the box. Jefferson Lerma gets the block, and it is going to be another corner to the visitors. Seagulls with another corner. Lacroix is there to clear it, but can only clear it as far as Kostoulis. And now Curtis Jones is on the ball. Curtis Jones has got a bit of pace and will do really well. Edmondson Jr. now down this left-hand side. Can he look to find anybody in the middle? Cooper Miners now finds Jean-Philippe Mateta. Mateta's in here. Mateta shoots. Mateta scores. No, he doesn't. I thought it was in. I won't lie to you. I thought it was in. I cannot believe Jean-Philippe Mateta has missed. It is a sensational ball from Cooper Miners, and somehow Jean-Philippe Mateta has missed, and I look like an absolute moron. Esse, Cooper Miners, Jean-Philippe Mateta in again, finds Cooper Miners. Cooper Miners surely could get another one. Also puts it wide. We are knocking on the door, but we cannot break it down. Another chance goes missing. Chance for Jorginho into the box. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous. Dean Henderson's there. Lacroix gets the ball away. That is a massive let-off. Now, can we go down the other end? No, we can't. Emerson Jr. gives the ball away. That's lazy. That is tired legs. 1 minute left of this game. 2 minutes added time indicated by the fourth official. Just please don't score here. Matoma is there. Curtis Jones potentially is there. Can't quite get the ball away. Ismaila Sarr has done absolutely nothing since he came onto the pitch. There's a chance late on for Brighton and Hove Albion. Dean Henderson saves the day. What a goalkeeper that man is. Oh, it could be a massive point in the context of our season. It's disappointing not to get the win. We had so many chances, especially that Jean-Philippe Mateta one and the Cooper Miners one around the 1 hour mark. It does finish 0-0 at Selhurst Park. It is an unbeaten episode. We need to take them when they come. Crystal Palace 0, Brighton 0. Another episode done and dusted just like that. A little look at the Premier League table. Manchester City still unbeaten, lead the way, 29 points. Arsenal, who we got that massive draw, their only draw this season, they're in second on 25. Then Chelsea on 22, Spurs on 19, us also on 19. In fifth in a Europa League spot currently, still only 2 defeats on the card this season. Liverpool just a point behind us, they'll come good. Forest, Sunderland and Manchester United further down the table. It's Burnley who are still winless in the Premier League on just 3 points. Fulham, Wolves in the relegation zone with Leeds out of it on goal difference. Of course, we know how this table will look. We are currently top of the pile in the Conference League. Played 3, won 3, scored 13, conceded just 1, 9 points from 9, as have 3 other teams so far in the competition. So things looking very good in the Conference League. And then I look at the next games that will come your way on episode number 5 on Thursday. It is Wolves away first. It's then AZ at home in the Conference League, Manchester United at home in the Premier League. 3 big games there. Then it's Burnley who are winless so far before Fulham away. Look at the schedule for December. It is jam-packed. It is absolutely packed. We are going to need to keep rotating these players. The players we are rotating are doing their job. Our attention will turn to January very, very shortly. I'm not sure what money we can really make from the players we've got, so we may have to use the loan market. If you've got any ideas of who we should bring in on loan, or maybe a permanent, if we can get them in on cheap, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday for episode number 5.